clear mental clutter and make room for creative insights. Expose yourself to new experiences. Creativity thrives on novelty. Try a new cuisine, take a different route to work. We all face challenges, some more daunting than others. But there's a fine line between seeking support and oversharing. When we broadcast our difficulties to the world, we open ourselves up to judgment, unsolicited advice, and potential exploitation. More importantly, we risk losing control of our narrative. Every time we share a personal struggle publicly, we are inviting others to become part of our story. While this can sometimes lead to support and encouragement, it can also complicate our journey towards resolution. By keeping our personal struggles private, we maintain the space we need to process, reflect, and grow. This does not mean we should suffer in silence. Rather, it's about being selective with whom we share our challenges. Confide in trusted friends, family members, or professionals who can offer genuine support and guidance. These intimate conversations often lead to more meaningful assistance and deeper connections than any public post ever could. By keeping our personal struggles private, we also protect our professional lives. In today's world, where our online presence can significantly impact our career prospects, maintaining a level of privacy around our personal challenges is crucial. It allows us to present our best selves professionally while working through our issues privately. Vulnerability can be a strength, but it should be exercised judiciously. Share your struggles with those who have earned your trust, those who can offer real help, and those who will respect the confidentiality of your sharing. This approach not only protects you, but also allows for more authentic and meaningful support. The second aspect of our lives that deserves privacy is our financial situation. Money matters are deeply personal and often fraught with emotion. Whether we are doing well or facing challenges, broadcasting our financial status can lead to unnecessary complications. When we share details about our financial situation, we invite comparison, judgment, and potentially unwanted solicitations. If we are doing well, we might attract people with ulterior motives or create tension with friends or family members who are struggling. If we are facing financial difficulties, we may become vulnerable to predatory offers or well-meaning but misguided advice. Moreover, our financial situation is often in flux. A snapshot shared today might not accurately represent our overall financial health or trajectory. By keeping our finances private, we avoid creating false impressions or setting expectations that we may not be able to meet in the future. Instead of sharing financial details publicly, focus on building financial literacy and seeking advice from qualified professionals when needed. Discuss money matters with your partner or immediate family members as necessary, but keep these conversations private. Remember, financial security often comes from quiet, consistent effort rather than public displays of wealth or struggles. The third area we should guard closely is our future plans. Goals and ambitions are delicate things, easily bruised by skepticism or negativity. When we share our plans prematurely, we open ourselves up to doubts, both our own and others. There's a psychological phenomenon known as the goal-sharing effect, where talking about our intentions can give us a false sense of progress, potentially diminishing our motivation to actually achieve them. By keeping our plans private, we protect our dreams from external influences and maintain the drive needed to turn them into reality. This does not mean we should never share our aspirations. Rather, it's about timing and selectivity. Share your plans when they're more fully formed, when you have already taken concrete steps towards their realization. And even then, be selective about whom you share with. Choose confidants who will support and encourage you, not those who might undermine your confidence or compete with your aspirations. The most successful people often work quietly on their goals, revealing them to the world only when significant progress has been made. This approach allows for focus, flexibility, and the freedom to adjust your plans without public scrutiny. Fourth on our list is our personal relationships. In an age where every date and disagreement can be fodder for social media, it's crucial to remember that the most meaningful connections are built on trust and intimacy. This applies not just to romantic partnerships, but to friendships and family relationships as well. When we overshare about our relationships, we risk several things. We may inadvertently betray confidences, invite unnecessary opinions, or create a false narrative that does not reflect the true nature of the relationship. Moreover, constantly seeking external validation for our personal connections can weaken them from within. Every post, every shared moment, every public declaration about your relationship is not just a statement to the world, but also a message to your partner or friend. What are you really communicating when you feel the need to broadcast your connection? Are you celebrating it, or are you seeking validation? By keeping our relationships private, we create a sacred space where trust can flourish. We allow for authentic moments of connection, unburdened by the pressure of public performance. We give ourselves and our loved ones the freedom to be real, to make mistakes, to grow and change without the weight of public expectation. This does not mean never sharing about your relationships. It's about being mindful of what you share and why. Celebrate milestones, express gratitude, share joy, but do so in a way that respects the privacy and dignity of your relationships. Remember, the strongest connections are often those that do not need public validation to thrive. The fifth aspect of our lives that benefits from privacy is our daily routine. This might seem innocuous at first glance. After all, what harm could come from sharing our morning coffee ritual or workout schedule? But in today's world, where personal information is a valuable commodity, even these seemingly mundane details can be exploited. By keeping our daily routines private, we maintain a sense of personal security. We reduce the risk of stalking or home invasions, as potential wrongdoers won't have easy access to information about our whereabouts. Moreover, we preserve a sense of mystery and individuality in a world that often feels overexposed. Consider the peace that comes from having parts of your day that are just for you. A morning ritual that sets your intention for the day, a lunchtime walk that clears your mind, an evening routine that helps you unwind. These moments are more powerful when they're not performed for an audience. This does not mean we need to become recluses. It's about being mindful of what we share and with whom. Instead of broadcasting our entire day, we can choose to share meaningful moments with close friends and family through more personal channels. We can engage in social activities without needing to document every moment. There's power in being present in your own life without the constant pressure to share it with others. By keeping your daily routine private, you reclaim your time and attention, allowing for deeper focus, greater productivity, and more authentic experiences. The sixth item on our list of things to keep private is our political views. In an era of intense political polarization, expressing our opinions publicly can have far-reaching consequences. It can affect our professional opportunities, strain personal relationships, and even make us targets for online harassment. This does not mean we shouldn't engage in political discourse or stand up for our beliefs. Rather, it's about choosing the right time, place, and audience for these discussions. By keeping our political views private in general settings, we create space for more nuanced, face-to-face conversations where real understanding and change can occur. Last time you saw a political argument play out on social media, did it change anyone's mind? Did it lead to greater understanding? More often than not, these public debates entrench people further in their existing views, creating division rather than fostering dialogue. Instead of broadcasting your political opinions, focus on educating yourself about issues that matter to you. Engage in constructive dialogues with people who have earned your trust and respect. Participate in your community and political process in ways that create real change rather than just noise. Your political views are a deeply personal part of your identity. They're shaped by your experiences, values, and understanding of the world. By keeping them private, you maintain the flexibility to evolve your thinking without public scrutiny. You also create space for more meaningful political engagement based on actions rather than words. Final item on our list is perhaps the most important, our personal growth journey. In an age of self-help gurus and motivational speakers, there's immense pressure to showcase our personal development. But true growth often happens in quiet moments of reflection and persistent effort, away from the public eye. When we share every step of our journey, we risk several pitfalls. We may become overly focused on external validation, losing sight of our intrinsic motivations. We might also feel pressured to present a polished version of our progress, glossing over the messy, challenging parts that are often the most valuable. By keeping our personal growth journey private, we give ourselves the freedom to experiment, fail, and try again without fear of judgment. We can be honest with ourselves about our struggles and setbacks, using them as learning opportunities rather than sources of shame. This does not mean we can't seek support or share our experiences, but we should be selective, choosing trusted mentors or close friends who can offer genuine guidance and encouragement. And when we do share our successes, it should be to inspire others rather than to boost our own ego. Years ago, I embarked on a journey to overcome my fear of public speaking. It was a crippling phobia that had held me back in my career and personal life. I was tempted to announce my goal publicly, thinking it would hold me accountable. But something held me back. Instead, I decided to work on this challenge privately. I joined a small, supportive speaking club where I could practice in a safe environment. I worked with a coach who helped me develop techniques to manage my anxiety. I read books, watched videos, and practiced relentlessly in front of my mirror. There were many setbacks along the way, moments when my voice shook, when I forgot my words, when I wanted to give up. But because I hadn't made a public declaration, I felt free to stumble and start again without the weight of others' expectations. Slowly but surely, I made progress. I moved from speaking in front of the small club to larger audiences. I volunteered to give presentations at work. And eventually, I found myself standing on stages, sharing ideas with thousands of people. When I finally shared my journey, it wasn't as a before and after spectacle, but as a story of perseverance and hope for others facing similar challenges. The privacy I maintained throughout the process allowed me to focus on genuine growth rather than performative change. This experience taught me a valuable lesson about the power of private transformation. When we give ourselves the gift of privacy, we create a safe space for authentic growth and change. We free ourselves from the pressure of constant performance and the need for external validation. As we navigate this interconnected world, it's crucial to remember that not everything needs to be shared. Our personal struggles, financial situation, future plans, relationships, daily routines, political views, and personal growth journeys are all areas that benefit from a degree of privacy. This is not about building walls or disconnecting from others. It's about creating boundaries that allow us to live more authentically and engage more meaningfully with the world around us. By keeping these 7 aspects of our lives private, we protect our peace of mind, preserve our relationships, and create space for genuine growth and connection. Privacy, in essence, is about control. It's about choosing what we share, when we share it, and with whom. In a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control, maintaining this autonomy over our personal information can be incredibly empowering. Advocating for privacy does not mean living in secrecy or isolation. It's about finding a balance between openness and discretion, between connection and self-protection. It's about being intentional with our sharing, ensuring that when we do open up, it's in service of genuine connection and growth rather than fleeting validation or attention. Constantly broadcasting our lives can create a pressure to always appear happy, successful, or put together. This can lead to a disconnect between our online persona and our real-life experiences, fostering feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. By keeping certain aspects of our lives private, we give ourselves permission to be human, to have bad days without the world watching, to make mistakes and learn from them without public scrutiny, to experience joy and success without the pressure to immediately share it with everyone we know. This approach to privacy also allows us to be more present in our lives. When we are not constantly thinking about how to package our experiences for public consumption, we can fully immerse ourselves in the moment. We can savor a beautiful sunset without worrying about getting the perfect photo. We can enjoy a meal with friends without interrupting the conversation to post about it. We can tackle a challenging project at work without feeling the need to prove our productivity to our social media followers. Privacy also plays a crucial role in our professional lives. In today's digital age, where potential employers often research candidates online, maintaining a level of privacy can protect our career prospects. By being selective about what we share publicly, we maintain control over our professional narrative and reduce the risk of misinterpretation or judgment based on out-of-context information. Moreover, privacy fosters creativity and innovation. When we are not constantly exposing our ideas to public scrutiny, we give them room to grow and evolve. Many great innovations throughout history were developed in relative secrecy before being unveiled to the world. This privacy allows for experimentation, failure, and refinement without the pressure of public expectations. When we overshare about our personal lives, we risk damaging trust and intimacy. Confidences shared in private moments become less special when broadcast to the world. By maintaining privacy, we create space for deeper, more meaningful connections. We show respect for the boundaries of others and invite the same respect in return. This does not mean we should never share personal information or experiences. Vulnerability, when appropriately expressed, can foster connection and understanding. But there's a difference between thoughtful, intentional sharing and indiscriminate oversharing. The key is to be mindful of our motivations and the potential impact of our sharing. It's crucial to develop a personal philosophy around privacy. This involves regularly reflecting on our sharing habits and their alignment with our values and goals. It means being proactive about protecting our personal information, both online and offline. One practical step we can take is to regularly audit our social media presence, review past posts, and consider whether they still align with your current values and goals. Adjust your privacy settings to ensure you are sharing only with your intended audience. Be mindful of the information you provide in online profiles and forms. Another important aspect is educating ourselves about data privacy. Understanding how our personal information is collected, stored, and used can help us make more informed decisions about what we share and with whom. This knowledge empowers us to advocate for our privacy rights and make choices that align with our personal boundaries. It's also crucial to cultivate offline spaces in our lives. Create times and places where you are completely disconnected from the digital world. This might mean having phone-free meals with family, taking walks without your devices, or dedicating certain hours of the day to offline activities. These moments of privacy and disconnection can be incredibly restorative, allowing us to recharge and reconnect with ourselves. As we embrace privacy in these 7 key areas of our lives, we may find that it leads to a ripple effect of positive changes. We might discover a newfound sense of confidence that comes from not seeking constant external validation. We might find our relationships deepening as we create more space for genuine, unfiltered interactions. We might experience a surge in creativity and productivity as we free ourselves from the distractions of constant sharing and comparison. Embracing privacy is not about hiding or disconnecting. It's about creating space for authenticity, growth, and meaningful connection. It's about reclaiming control over our personal narratives and choosing how we engage with the world around us. Challenge ourselves to be more mindful of what we share and why. Let's create boundaries that protect our well-being and foster genuine connections. Let's reclaim the power of privacy in a world that often seems to devalue it. By keeping these 7 aspects of our lives private, our personal struggles, financial situation, future plans, relationships, daily routines, political views, and personal growth journeys, we are not just protecting ourselves. We are creating space for more authentic living, more meaningful connections, and more genuine growth. Carry with you the understanding that real power is often hidden in what we don't want to share. Embrace the power of privacy, not as a barrier, but as a tool to live more authentically and engage more meaningfully with the world around you. In doing so, we may find that we are not just protecting our privacy, we are nurturing our sense of self, strengthening our relationships, and opening up new possibilities for growth and fulfillment. We are reclaiming our narrative in a world that often seems intent on writing it for us. Consider your relationship with privacy. How can you create more space in your life for private reflection and growth? How can you be more intentional about what you share and with whom? How can you use privacy as a tool to live more authentically and connect more deeply? In a world that often values exposure over depth, choosing privacy can be a radical act of self-care and self-determination. It's a choice that says, I value my inner world. I respect the sanctity of my personal experiences. I choose to engage with the world on my own terms. Use it as a compass to guide your interaction, both online and offline. Let it be a source of strength, a wellspring of authenticity, and a catalyst for genuine self-discovery. As we navigate the intricate web of our digital lives, privacy becomes not just a shield, but a powerful tool for personal growth and meaningful connection. How privacy nurtures creativity. When we are not constantly performing for an audience, our minds are free to wander, to explore unconventional ideas, to make mistakes and learn from them without fear of judgment. This creative space, protected by privacy, is where innovation thrives. It's where we can experiment with new concepts, refine our skills, and develop our unique voice without the pressure of immediate public scrutiny. Privacy also allows us to cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness. In quiet moments of reflection, undisturbed by the noise of social media and the opinions of others, we can truly listen to our inner voice. We can examine our thoughts, feelings, and motivations with honesty and clarity. This self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, personal growth, and authentic relationships. Moreover, privacy fosters resilience. When we are not constantly seeking external validation, we learn to trust our own judgment and develop inner strength. We become less swayed by the fleeting opinions of others and more grounded in our own values and beliefs. This resilience serves us well in all aspects of life, from navigating career challenges to maintaining healthy relationships. In our relationships, privacy creates a sanctuary of trust and intimacy. It allows us to be vulnerable with our chosen few, to share our true selves without fear of exposure. This depth of connection, nurtured in private moments, strengthens bonds and creates a support system that can weather life's storms. Privacy also plays a crucial role in maintaining our mental health. The constant pressure to share and perform on social media can lead to anxiety, depression, and a distorted sense of self-worth. By reclaiming our privacy, we create space for genuine self-care and emotional processing. We give ourselves permission to feel without the need to immediately broadcast those feelings to the world. In our professional lives, privacy can be a powerful ally. It allows us to develop skills and strategies away from the prying eyes of competitors. It gives us the freedom to take calculated risks and learn from failures without damaging our professional reputation. By carefully curating our public professional persona while nurturing our skills privately, we can navigate our careers with greater control and intentionality. Privacy also protects our intellectual property and creative endeavors. In a world where ideas are currency, keeping our projects under wraps until they're fully developed can be crucial to their success. This does not mean working in complete isolation, but rather being selective about whom we trust with our creative processes and unfinished work. Privacy is essential for maintaining a healthy democracy. When we keep our political views private, we create space for more nuanced, face-to-face discussions about important issues. We reduce the risk of online echo chambers and polarization. We protect ourselves from potential discrimination while still engaging meaningfully in the political process. We might find ourselves rediscovering the joy of mystery and anticipation. In a world of instant gratification and constant updates, there's something magical about keeping parts of our lives private. It allows us to surprise our loved ones, to reveal our accomplishments when the time is right, to maintain an air of intrigue that can be both personally fulfilling and socially engaging. Privacy also gives us the power to control our own narrative. Instead of having our story told through a series of disjointed social media posts or public records, we can choose how, when, and to whom we reveal different aspects of our life. This control allows us to present a more coherent, authentic version of ourselves to the world. In our digital age, privacy can be a form of rebellion against the data-driven economy that seeks to commodify every aspect of our lives. By being intentional about what we share online, we reclaim our personal information as something valuable and worthy of protection. We become active participants in shaping the digital landscape rather than passive consumers whose data is harvested without our full understanding or consent. As we cultivate privacy in our lives, we might find ourselves developing a keener appreciation for the present moment. When we are not constantly documenting our experiences for public consumption, we can immerse ourselves more fully in the richness of life. We can savor the taste of a meal without the urge to photograph it, enjoy a concert without watching it through our phone screens, or have a heartfelt conversation without thinking about how we will summarize it in a status update. Privacy also allows us to maintain healthy boundaries in our relationships. It gives us the space to process our emotions, reflect on our interactions, and make decisions without undue influence from others. This boundary setting is crucial for maintaining our individuality within relationships and preventing codependency. Moreover, privacy can be a powerful tool for personal reinvention when we are not bound by the expectations created by our public persona. We have the freedom to explore new aspects of our identity, to change our minds, to grow and evolve. This flexibility is essential for lifelong learning and adaptation in our rapidly changing world. As we navigate this increasingly connected world, let's remember the power and value of privacy. It's not about retreating from the world, but about engaging with it on our own terms. It's about creating space for authenticity, growth, and meaningful connection in a world that often prioritizes superficial interaction and constant exposure. By keeping certain aspects of our lives private, our personal struggles, financial situation, future plans, relationships, daily routines, political views, and personal growth journeys, we are not just protecting ourselves. We are nurturing our creativity, fostering our resilience, deepening our relationships, and opening up new possibilities for growth and fulfillment. Let's carry with us a renewed appreciation for the power of privacy. Let's use it as a tool to sculpt the lives we want, to nurture the relationships we value, and to become the people we aspire to be. In a world that often pushes for constant exposure, let our commitment to privacy be a testament to our wisdom, our self-respect, and our understanding of what truly matters in life. The most valuable parts of ourselves are often those we hold closest. By honoring our privacy, we honor our inherent worth and dignity. We create space for genuine self-expression and authentic living. We open the door to deeper understanding, both of ourselves and others. Embrace the power of privacy in your life. Create spaces of quiet reflection. Nurture relationships away from the public eye. Pursue goals without needing constant validation. And give yourself the freedom to grow and change without explanation or apology. In doing so, you may find that you are not just protecting your personal information. You are cultivating a richer, more authentic way of living. You are creating room for deep connections, personal growth, and a strong sense of self that can weather any storm. May it be your ally in the year ahead and beyond. May it help you live more authentically, connect more deeply, and grow more fully into the person you are meant to be. And may it always remind you of the beauty and strength that reside within you, waiting to be nurtured in those quiet, private moments that are uniquely yours. Your morning routine is a brutal confession of who you really are, not who you pretend to be. It reveals your true relationship with success when no one's watching. It exposes whether you're really committed to excellence or just committed to looking good in public. It shows whether you're actually dedicated to your dreams or just dedicated to talking about them on social media. Your morning routine is the most honest feedback you'll ever get about your potential for success. And right now, that feedback is probably telling you something you don't want to hear. The most dangerous lie you tell yourself doesn't happen during the day. It doesn't happen in meetings or during tough decisions or in moments of crisis. The most dangerous lie you tell yourself happens in the first few seconds of consciousness each morning, when you convince yourself that 5 more minutes of sleep won't change your life. But those 5 minutes aren't just about sleep. They're about who you're becoming, one small surrender at a time. Every morning, 2 battles are fought before the world wakes up. The first is the battle between who you are and who you could be. The second is the battle between your excuses and your dreams. Most people lose both battles before their feet touch the floor. But you're not here to be most people, are you? Let me tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. Your morning routine isn't just a routine. It's a routine, it's a referendum on your commitment to excellence. It's a daily vote for or against your own potential. And right now, many of you are voting against yourselves without even realizing it. Think about how you started your morning today. Did you reach for your phone before you reached for your goals? Did you check social media before you checked your intentions for the day? Did you let the world's agenda hijack your mind before you even had a chance to set your own? The first rule of successful people's mornings is non-negotiable. They own their mind before the world tries to rent it. This isn't about meditation apps or fancy journals. This is about the raw, uncompromising commitment to guard your mental space in those critical first moments of consciousness. When you open your eyes, what's the first thought that crosses your mind? Is it gratitude for another day or dread for what lies ahead? Is it excitement for the opportunities waiting for you or anxiety about the challenges you face? Your first thought of the day is like a seed. Whatever you plant will grow throughout your next 24 hours. What most people never realize about morning thoughts, they're trainable. You can literally program your brain to wake up with empowering thoughts instead of limiting ones. The question is, are you willing to do the work required to make that shift? The second rule of successful people's mornings is equally powerful. They move their body before they move their mouth. Physical movement isn't just about health. It's about asserting control over your physical state when every fiber of your being wants to stay comfortable. Let me ask you something. How many times have you said, I'll start exercising tomorrow? How many times have you promised yourself that next week would be different? How many times have you let your body's desire for comfort override your spirit's desire for growth. You see, movement in the morning isn't about burning calories. It's about burning excuses. It's about proving to yourself in the most fundamental way possible that you can make yourself do something you don't feel like doing. That's a power that transcends physical fitness. The third rule of successful mornings will challenge everything you think you know about productivity. Successful people don't start their day with tasks. They start with clarity. They understand that clarity without action is worthless, but action without clarity is just busy work. Think about the last time you had a truly productive day. What made it different? I'll tell you what made it different. You had clarity. You knew exactly what needed to be done and why it mattered. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because somehow you got clear before you got busy. But here's what separates true morning clarity from just having a to-do list. It's about connecting your actions to your vision. It's about understanding why this day matters in the grand scheme of your life's purpose. It's about seeing how today's efforts connect to tomorrow's achievements. The fourth rule of successful mornings might surprise you. They make their bed, not because their mother told them to, not because they're neat freaks, but because they understand something profound about success. It starts with small wins. When you make your bed in the morning, you've already accomplished something. You've already demonstrated to yourself that you can finish what you start. You've already proven that you can bring order to chaos, even if it's just in this small way. And that small win creates momentum. Think about momentum for a moment. Have you ever noticed how one good decision tends to lead to another? Have you ever noticed how one small victory can fuel you through bigger challenges? That's not coincidence. That's the power of momentum. And successful people engineer that momentum from the moment they wake up. Let me share something about momentum that most people never grasp. It's not about the size of the action. It's about the decisiveness of the execution. Making your bed perfectly takes less than 3 minutes, but it's not about the bed. It's about the mindset that says, I finish what I start. I bring excellence to everything I touch, no matter how small. The fifth rule of successful mornings is about something we all know, but few practice. They fuel their body before they fuel their ambitions. But this isn't about counting calories or following the latest diet trend. This is about understanding that your body is the vehicle that will carry your dreams to reality. When was the last time you thought about what you're putting into your body first thing in the morning? When was the last time you made a conscious choice about your first meal of the day instead of just grabbing whatever was convenient? When was the last time you treated your body like the high-performance machine it was meant to be? Here's what most people never realize about morning nutrition. It's not just about food. It's about respect. Respect for your body, respect for your goals, respect for the challenges that lie ahead. The way you fuel your body in the morning is a direct reflection of how seriously you take your ambitions. Think about it. Would you put low-grade fuel in a high-performance car? Would you start a marathon without proper preparation? Would you begin a crucial presentation without the right resources? Then why would you start your day, the most important part of your life's journey, without proper fuel? The sixth rule of successful mornings is perhaps the most counterintuitive. They embrace silence. In a world that's constantly trying to fill every moment with noise, successful people understand that silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. But this isn't about meditation apps or yoga poses. This is about something far more fundamental, the courage to be alone with your own thoughts. When was the last time you sat in complete silence? No phone, no TV, no radio, no distractions. Just you and your thoughts. If that idea makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself why. What are you afraid you might hear in the silence of your own mind? What truths are you trying to drown out with constant noise? You see, most people run from silence because silence forces you to confront yourself. It forces you to hear the whispers of your unfulfilled dreams. It forces you to feel the weight of your procrastinated purposes. It forces you to face the gap between who you are and who you know you could be. But it's not your enemy, it's your ally. It's not a void to be filled. It's a well to be drawn from. It's not time wasted, it's clarity gained. The quality of your silence determines the quality of your success. Think about the thoughts that run through your mind in those first moments of waking. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they focused on possibilities or problems? Are they about what you can achieve or what you can't? Your morning mental state isn't random. It's a reflection of what you've programmed yourself to focus on. The seventh rule of successful mornings might shake you to your core. They plan their reactions before they face their challenges. This isn't about positive thinking or hoping for the best. This is about mental preparation at its most fundamental level. Let me share something profound about morning preparation that most people never grasp. Your day is going to try to hijack your emotions. People will test your patience. Circumstances will challenge your composure. Situations will invite you to react instead of respond. The only question is, will you be ready? Think about your typical reactions to stress, challenge, or conflict. Are they serving you or sabotaging you? Are they moving you closer to your goals or further away from them? Are they reflecting who you want to be or revealing who you're afraid you might be? Here's what separates successful morning preparation from just hoping for the best. It's about creating mental triggers that automatically redirect you towards your best self. It's about programming your mind to respond with wisdom instead of reacting with emotion. When you prepare your mind in the morning, you're not just setting yourself up for a good day. You're building the mental muscles that will carry you through life's toughest challenges. You're not just planning for success. You're rehearsing it. You're not just hoping for the best. You're programming it. But let me tell you something about morning preparation that might surprise you. It's not about controlling what happens to you. It's about controlling how you happen to life. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about being ready for them. It's not about being perfect. It's about being prepared. Think about the last time you lost your composure, the last time you said something you regretted, the last time you let your emotions override your intelligence. Now imagine if you had mentally prepared for that moment during your morning routine. Imagine if you had already decided how you would respond before the challenge ever arose. The power of these 7 morning rules isn't in their individual application. It's in their synergy. When you own your mind, move your body, gain clarity, create small wins, fuel your potential, embrace silence, and prepare your reactions. You're not just starting your day, you're creating your life. But here's what most people never realize about morning routines. They're not about the morning, they're about who you're becoming. Every morning is a battle between the person you are and the person you could be. Every morning is a chance to vote for your potential or against it. Every morning is an opportunity to step into your power or stay in your comfort zone. Let me ask you something that might make you uncomfortable. What would change in your life if you actually followed these 7 rules every morning for the next 30 days? What would be different about your relationships, your career, your health, your mindset? What would be different about the person looking back at you in the mirror? You see, the real power of a morning routine isn't in the activities themselves. It's in the identity they help you create. When you consistently do the things that successful people do, you begin to see yourself as a successful person. When you repeatedly make the choices that winners make, you begin to develop the mindset of a winner. Think about your current morning routine. Is it building you up or wearing you down? Is it moving you toward your goals or keeping you stuck in your comfort zone? Is it reflecting who you want to become or revealing who you're afraid to leave behind? The truth about morning routines that nobody talks about is this. They're not about discipline. They're about self-respect. They're not about punishment. They're about possibility. They're not about restriction. They're about freedom. The freedom to choose who you become, one morning at a time. But here's the catch. Knowledge without action is useless. Understanding these 7 rules won't change your life. Implementing them will. Reading about morning routines won't transform your reality. Practicing them will. Agreeing with these principles won't create success. Living them will. So let me challenge you right now. Don't let this be another piece of information that you consume and forget. Don't let these 7 rules become another good idea that never gets implemented. Don't let this moment of clarity fade into another missed opportunity for transformation. Your morning routine is your secret weapon. It's your daily declaration of who you're choosing to become. It's your personal revolution fought and won before the rest of the world wakes up. It's your chance to vote for your potential, your dreams, your destiny. Think about tomorrow morning. What will you choose? Will you choose comfort or growth? Will you choose excuses or excellence? Will you choose to remain the same or risk becoming something more? The choice isn't just about tomorrow morning. It's about every morning after that. It's about who you're becoming, one dawn at a time. Let me share something powerful about transformation that most people never grasp. The gap between knowing and doing isn't a gap of information. It's a gap of identity. You don't fail to follow these morning rules because you don't understand them. You fail to follow them because they conflict with who you currently believe yourself to be. This is where the real work begins. This is where we separate the dreamers from the achievers. This is where we bridge the gap between who you are and who you're capable of becoming. And it starts with understanding something profound about morning routines. They're not just habits, they're statements about who you are. When you hit the snooze button, you're not just choosing 9 more minutes of sleep. You're making a statement about your relationship with commitment. You're declaring your willingness to break promises to yourself. You're reinforcing an identity of someone who negotiates with their own standards. Now think about that for a moment. Every morning, in those first few moments of consciousness, you're either strengthening or weakening your self-identity. You're either building trust with yourself or eroding it. You're either becoming someone who does what they say they'll do or someone who makes excuses. But here's what most people never realize about identity. It's not fixed, it's fluid. It's not permanent, it's programmable. You can literally reconstruct your identity through conscious choice and consistent action. The question is, are you willing to feel uncomfortable long enough to become someone new? Let me tell you about discomfort. Most people think discomfort is a warning sign, a signal to stop, to retreat, to return to safety. But successful people understand that discomfort is a progress sign, a signal that you're growing, expanding, becoming more than you were before. When you first start implementing these morning rules, everything in you will resist. Your body will want to stay in bed. Your mind will create elaborate justifications for why just this once won't matter. Your emotions will plead for comfort over growth. This isn't weakness. This is normal. This is your old identity fighting to survive. Think about your relationship with discomfort. Do you treat it as an enemy to be avoided or as an ally to be embraced? Do you see it as a signal to retreat or as a signal that you're on the right track? Your answer to these questions will determine the ceiling of your success. Here's something crucial about morning discomfort. It's not random, it's purposeful. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Every moment of discomfort you embrace in the morning is strengthening your ability to handle bigger challenges throughout your day. The transformation of your morning routine isn't just about changing what you do. It's about changing how you think about what you do. It's about understanding that every morning action is either reinforcing your current identity or helping you build a new one. When you choose to own your mind before the world tries to rent it, you're not just practicing mindfulness, you're declaring yourself the author of your own story. When you move your body before you move your mouth, you're not just exercising. You're proving to yourself that you can override your comfort-seeking instincts. Let me share something about override power that most people never grasp. It's not about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about becoming someone who naturally does the things that support your growth. It's not about fighting against who you are. It's about aligning your actions with who you want to be. Think about the last time you successfully implemented a new habit. What changed first, your actions or your identity? I'll tell you what changed first. Your identity shifted even slightly, and your actions naturally followed. This is the key to transforming your morning routine. But here's where most people get stuck. They try to change their actions without changing their identity. They try to act like a successful person while still thinking like an unsuccessful person. They try to follow the morning rules of winners while still harboring the mindset of someone who settles for less. The real transformation happens when you understand this. Your morning routine isn't just a set of actions. It's a declaration of identity. Every time you follow through on your morning commitments, you're not just completing tasks, you're reinforcing who you're becoming. When you make your bed in the morning, you're not just tidying up. You're becoming someone who brings order to chaos. When you fuel your body properly, you're not just eating healthy, you're becoming someone who respects their vessel of success. When you embrace silence, you're not just being quiet, you're becoming someone who can find clarity in chaos. Let me ask you something that might make you uncomfortable. Who are you becoming through your current morning routine? What identity are you reinforcing each day through your first actions? What story are you telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of? The power of these morning rules isn't just in their execution. It's in their ability to transform your self-image. When you consistently do the things that successful people do, you begin to see yourself as a successful person. When you repeatedly make the choices that winners make, you begin to develop the mindset of a winner. But here's what separates those who transform from those who merely try. They understand that temporary discomfort is the price of permanent improvement. They know that the morning resistance they feel isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign that they're pushing against the boundaries of their current identity. Think about resistance for a moment. When you feel the urge to stay in bed, that's not your body being lazy. That's your old identity fighting to survive. When you feel the pull to check your phone first thing in the morning, that's not random habit. That's your old patterns trying to maintain their grip on your life. Let me share something profound about success that most people never grasp. The difference between success and failure isn't found in what you do occasionally, it's found in what you do consistently. And nothing reveals your relationship with consistency more clearly than your morning routine. Will you choose comfort or will you choose growth? Will you choose what's easy or will you choose what's empowering? Will you choose to remain who you are or will you choose to become who you could be? But here's what makes this choice so challenging. It's not just about the morning. It's about every single decision that follows. Your morning routine sets the tone for every other choice you'll make throughout your day. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. Think about how a single morning decision cascades through your entire day. When you choose to wake up early and own your morning, you're more likely to make empowering choices about your time, your energy, your relationships, your work. When you choose to hit snooze and start your day rushed and reactive, you're more likely to make decisions from a place of stress and scarcity. Let me share something about decision fatigue that most people never understand. Your willpower isn't infinite. It's like a muscle that gets tired with use. That's why successful people make their most important decisions in the morning, when their willpower is at its strongest. When you follow these morning rules, you're not just setting up your day for success. You're setting up your life for transformation. You're not just creating good habits. You're creating a new normal. You're not just changing what you do. You're changing who you are. Think about your current morning routine, like a computer program running in the background of your life. Every morning, it's either running a success program or a survival program. It's either setting you up to thrive or setting you up to just get by. Which program are you running? Here's what separates those who transform their mornings from those who just talk about it. They understand that motivation is unreliable, but identity is unstoppable. They don't wait to feel motivated to follow their morning routine. They follow it because that's who they are. When you build your morning routine around your identity rather than your motivation, something remarkable happens. The question changes from do I feel like doing this to is this who I am? And that's a much more powerful question to answer. Tell me something that might make you uncomfortable. So if someone followed you around for a week and observed your morning routine, what would they conclude about your identity? What would they determine about your standards? What would they learn about your relationship with success? You see, your morning routine isn't just a series of actions. It's a declaration to the universe about who you are and what you stand for. It's a statement about your standards, your values, your commitment to excellence. It's a daily vote for or against your own potential. They're not about perfection. They're about direction. They're not about perfection. They're not about never failing. They're about how quickly you get back up when you do fail. They're not about being flawless. They're about being faithful to your commitment to growth. Think about standards for a moment. Most people have acceptance standards, the minimum they'll accept from themselves and others. Successful people have excellent standards, the level at which they choose to operate regardless of what others are doing. Which standards are you living by? The power of these morning rules isn't just in their individual impact, it's in their compound effect over time. When you consistently own your mind, move your body, gain clarity, create small wins. Fuel your potential, embrace silence, and prepare your reactions. You're not just starting your day, you're transforming your life. Here's the catch about compound effects. They work both ways. Just as consistent positive actions compound into massive success, consistent negative actions compound into massive mediocrity. Every morning, you're either building momentum toward excellence or toward average. Let me share something about momentum that most people never grasp. It's not about how fast you're moving. It's about which direction you're moving in. Small steps in the right direction will always outperform big steps in the wrong direction. Your morning routine is your daily opportunity to ensure you're moving in the right direction. Think about the momentum in your life right now. Is it carrying you toward your goals or away from them? Is it making success easier or harder? Is it building your confidence or eroding it? Your morning routine is either creating positive momentum or negative momentum. There is no neutral. Here's what separates those who maintain their morning routine from those who abandon it. They understand that consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. They know that missing one morning doesn't break their routine. abandoning their commitment to start again does. When you approach your morning routine from this perspective, something powerful happens. The pressure to be perfect lifts, and the commitment to be persistent strengthens. You stop beating yourself up for occasional misses and start celebrating your consistent comebacks. Let me ask you something about consistency. What would change in your life if you followed these morning rules 80 of the time? Not perfectly, not flawlessly, but consistently. What would be different about your energy, your productivity, your relationships, your results? You see, the goal isn't to have a perfect morning routine. The goal is to have a powerful morning routine. The goal isn't to never miss a morning. The goal is to never miss twice in a row. The goal isn't to be flawless. The goal is to be faithful to your commitment to growth. Let me share one final truth about morning routines that most people never realize. They're not about the morning. They're about momentum. They're not about starting your day. They're about starting your life. They're not about following rules. They're about following your potential. Your next morning isn't just another morning. It's your next chance to vote for the person you're becoming. It's your next opportunity to invest in your own evolution. It's your next moment to declare to the universe, and more importantly to yourself, that you're committed to excellence. The choice is yours. Not tomorrow morning when the alarm rings, right now. Will you choose comfort or growth? Will you choose convenience or conviction? Will you choose to remain as you are or risk becoming everything you could be? Remember, the person you're destined to become is waiting on the other side of your morning routine. The achievements you're meant to accomplish are waiting on the other side of your morning decisions. The life you're meant to live is waiting on the other side of your morning choices. Make your choice. Own your mornings. Transform your life. The time is now. The person is you. The decision is yours.